Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice. Justice for all, oh my god. Just looking at Will Powers, my voice is already dead before we even begin. Okay, so let's continue on with his testimony in which he said he saw DeKalel and Matt Ungar talking and paying and coming out of Juan's room. Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. So, the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Great. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be a poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door to the bathroom with my left eye, in a sort of sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That is all I care to know. He gave something to the person inside the room. I said, hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. I will ask about this something, because we can assume that it's Matt Ungar that he passed an item off to. So, what is this something that he passed off? He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was this something? If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something now, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? Well, I think it was something kinda small. This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please, try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk about another point. Namely, what the bellboy did next. Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing, then the old guy just left without even ever going into the room. And where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Ungar's room? Well, he opened the door to the Viola Hall, went in there, and who knows after that, right? Ugh, I do. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh, yeah, I saw that one thing. What? He saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. It was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can all forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Powers' testimony just now was just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Maybe if I press the other question, about the person. So, who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please, try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think... No, it couldn't be. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some kind of wooden statue. Statue? Yeah, kinda looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know. It looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm gonna have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. You're going to have to trust your instinct on this one and take a chance, Phoenix. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with your testimony. What did the bellboy do after that? I'm wondering. Is this thing... Is what I'm thinking of made of... Where is it? There we go. Is this thing made of what? You are made of wood. So, are we saying that the killer removed this bear figurine from the crime scene and handed it off to Matt? Well, the question then becomes, for what reason? Awkward silence! What was the point of that pregnant pause, Wright? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up! It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, then please spit it out. Yeah, that's the thing. Won't this implicate Matt Ungard? Because we found it in his house. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, there's something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey! That's it! That's the something! Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out! I recall we found this at Matt Ungard's mansion. At the defendant's house? Exactly. What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley de Calais assassinated Juan Corrida in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then, the bear being found at Mr. Ungard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is de Calais' client. Yes. And this is shooting ourselves in the foot. Order! Mr. Wright! This is a most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too. I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let that happen. I had to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull now, Wright? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further? Oh, God. I mean, in perfect honesty, all these questions really do nothing to help the case. But at this point, it's not a matter of trying to help our case. We're just trying to extend this trial as long as possible. So then the question really is, which one of these questions could possibly open up a new avenue? And I think right now it's the bear itself, because why take the bear? What is so special about this bear? I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear? Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh! I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion. Why, that is very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Disaster avert. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler! All the time he was de Kalel! De Kalel and Ungard were working together, so to speak, and de Kalel was hiding at the Ungard mansion as his butler. What a bold move! The bear figurine was brought back to Ungard mansion by de Kalel himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Ungard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. Oh, this is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack with at all? Oh, I have to try. I have to find something else here. What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to... I plan to expose a clearly shaky piece of Mr. Powers' testimony. What? There is still another one. There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull now? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further? Okay, well, maybe not the bear, because I think we were on the right track, but we kind of got it debunked ourselves. Ew. The other sticking point is who received the bear. Can we really say it was Matt Ungard? I mean, technically speaking, there were two people in that room that had the costume on at the time. Obviously Matt, who was asleep at some point, and Adrian Andrews. Now, we're not saying that Adrian Andrews hired Shelley de Kalel, but at the very least, could she have possibly collected the bear herself? We don't know who collected the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure. Ha! Huh? What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but that arm, it was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it. You gotta be kidding me! Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Oh, great. Well, it's going along with my theory right now that it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order!
It looks like you dug your own grave. Yet again, Mr. Wright. How many times is that today? Oh, I lost count. So, the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Mutt Ungard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we have made that all the clearer. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Mutt Ungard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out like this. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Do I? What should I do? This is what's very interesting about this case. Every time we raise an objection, we're trying to go for the truth because it has eluded us this whole time. Now, this is the reverse. The truth is literally in our face. It is literally slapping us in the face. And we can't accept it simply because Maya is being threatened with death. Ugh. We need to stall. I will not... There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now, we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number 1. He accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. And reason number 2. The very same figurine was found in Ungard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. Oh, I know what he's gonna do. His last dirty trick. Ooh. That is extremely dirty. But there's no choice. We have to play that card. The real client. Yes. Oh, is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? No. I mean... If we spin the evidence in a particular way, then yes, technically speaking, Adrian Andrews could be the killer's real client. But the problem is we know the truth and it's really Ungard. Oh no. So in order to extend this trial, we have to falsely accuse an otherwise innocent person of murder. I mean, by all accounts, she's not innocent in terms of this case. What she did was, she defiled a dead body and manipulated the crime scene. That itself is a crime. But in terms of murder, she did not do murder. We're going to convict... Oh no. We're going to convict an innocent woman for this. Oh no. This is the only card left we have to play. And hell, the court does not know this is a lie. The only people who know that what we're doing is a lie is me and Edgeworth. Pray to God Edgeworth knows what we're trying to do. And we'll fight through hell and high water to defend her, because right now we are stuck with this card. Adrian Andrews? Yes. We already know that she tried to frame Matt Ungard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Oh! Then the nickel samurai arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Adrian Andrews. But What about Mr. Ungard? If you will please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Ungard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic, besides which there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell that Ungard did it. I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Order! All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Huh? Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to Ungard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Adrian Andrews. And who will that be? Well, it's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Is this a to-be continued? It is not. Well, I'm gonna make it into a to-be-continued, because... Woo! I mean, yes, we didn't spend, like, the whole video being to Will Power's voice, but because of the last episode, my voice is still kinda wonky and dead, so guess what? Water break. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Later.